Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Chair, honorable committee members, fellow witnesses, and members of the gallery. The educational landscape in Canada has changed significantly over the last number of years. Students and employers may differ in their expectations of post-secondary education, but both agree on employability being an increasingly important outcome. In response to these changes, students and institutions are making work-integrated learning an integral part of their educational experience. The expansive sphere of co-ops, internships, job placements, and so forth are indicative of changes that are occurring in the post-secondary sector. Students and young people today want the opportunity to not only graduate with knowledge from the classroom, but also experience in the field. Both students and employers recognize the value in having this experience as it eases the transition into the workforce. The Canadian Alliance of Student Associations is an advocate for ensuring that students and young people are protected and treated fairly in the workplace. We've been active on this file for some time, but most recently with Ms. Lauren Liu's private member's bill, and we were vocal opponents of the ill-advised remarks from Bank of Canada Governor Poloz. CASA has worked with both the government and opposition to supporting and protecting young Canadians. That is why we were pleased to see the government take action in Budget 2015 with a proposal to amend the Canada Labour Code to better protect interns. With the additional budgetary measure of eliminating income while earned in study as part of the Canada Student Loans Assessment, these steps demonstrate that the government sees supporting young people in work and study as a priority. Certainly, we can all agree on the importance of ensuring that students and young people are protected from abuse and exploitation while in the workplace. They must be treated fairly, and in the case of interns, be able to gain the necessary experience to use in a future career. With that said, CASA believes the proposed amendment to the Canada Labour Code being put forward lacks clarity and still leaves interns vulnerable to exploitation and possible abuse. Requiring that interns be protected with basic health and safety standards goes without question. These changes alone, though, do not go far enough, and further steps are required to ensure all interns are sufficiently protected. The proposed amendments do not provide interns with the same rights and protections as other federally regulated employees. Recognizing interns have unique needs that would require exceptions, we believe that the greatest level of protection would be achieved by classifying them as employees in the Canada Labour Code. Looking through the lens of public policy, the proposed amendment falls short of achieving the comprehensive protection that interns require. If the goal is to protect interns, then we should give them the same rights as employees under the Labour Code while carefully recognizing the exceptions that are unique to these internships. Why create more ambiguity and confusion when a simple alternative is available? Without additional provisions, there are a number of areas under the proposed legislations where interns may be vulnerable to exploitation from employers. There's potential for interns in federally regulated industries to be in a position where their work is not recognized or compensated, whether it's in the form of pay, academic credit, or some sort of certification. Instead, interns may be left with nothing to show for their time. With no limits on the number of consecutive internships, there's a concern where students or young people may find themselves in cycles of internships of either unpaid or low-paid work. Thirdly, while the number of hours per work period is limited, but because interns are not employees, there is no limit to the number of hours in a day or a week an intern may have to work, and no overtime compensation if they do work additional hours.
1 minute.
I want to make clear that for CASA and our members, this is not a partisan issue. This is a matter of good policy and fairness. Some actors in the private sector have shown their willingness to take advantage of current regulatory ambiguity and create positions that are dangerous, exploitative, or not beneficial to youth. While some progress has been made in improving conditions, there's a strong case for government intervention to put an end to these practices. We are pleased that this issue is being discussed and believe it is an indication of how important students and young people are in today's workforce. We believe it is possible to find the right balance between protecting interns while ensuring we don't limit valuable learning opportunities. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to your questions.
Thank you for your presentation.